2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. A contest between conferences, Oracle Arena, Oakland, California, where the Warriors take their home floor. Their last encounter was in Boston, where they were able to handle the Celtics.
And they ran their offense nearly to perfection in that one. Very few possessions were wasted.
That's what you hope to see every game. When it all comes together like that, it's really fun to watch.
All right, let's hit the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. On the floor for Boston, Thomas is the point with Bradley into his side. Horford is out there with Johnson. And it's Crowder in at the three. And at this part of the season, Steve, for teams that know they'll be back in the postseason, they're trying to fine-tune everything as the season winds down, trying to get the rotations down.
You know what? It's a huge balance. Do you keep playing your guys? Do you rest guys? You're trying to find that balance to keep them going.
What's the answer?
I think you keep playing. I'm not a proponent of resting guys. I think you keep playing. Obviously, maybe take some practices off, but I think you keep playing in games, and maybe you bring them out of games earlier versus just flat-out resting them.
Pick by Horford. Bradley kicks to Thomas. Another shot. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
Really out of the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line. And the Celtics, really since the departure of the Rondo, doing an amazing job of stockpiling assets and draft picks all along while still being competitive. So you had to know, though, that that front office wouldn't hesitate to make a big move. This is an organization that seeks to compete for championships and nothing else.
And the Celtics last season in a quote-unquote rebuild mode. And yet, Greg, they were among the best teams in the NBA, certainly the East. Did they need to make any trades?
You know, they basically had to start combining assets. They were already one of the deepest teams in the league. They had 3 first-round picks in that 16 draft, 3 second rounds. At some point, you have to make a quality-for-quality trade because you only get 15 spots.
He is becoming dangerous from anywhere on the court.
Now here's Thomas. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Clippers.
He was very active on defense, too, recording 3 steals for the game. Yeah, suffering from a very cold start. They've already missed 4 out of 5 from the field.
Left side, Durant. That's in. He found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
With his size and touch, Durant has all the tools to hurt you around the rim.
Pick by Horford. And here's Bradley from 3. That shot off. Good D by Thompson.
You know, even though he's been off the mark this quarter, he's trying not to let it shake his confidence.
Boston trailing. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, I had a chance to catch up with Brad Stevens. He said the big thing is we cannot play hero ball. We've got to be unselfish and trust our offense. We'll see if they can turn the tables around and even up this season series, Kevin. Back to you.
Okay, Dave, thanks. And guys, do you agree with Coach's game plan here, given how tough the D is that they're going to go up against?
I really do. I think they're such a hard team to generate offense against that has to be where they devote most of their attention.
Their attention has to be spacing. Right now on the offensive end, they're too jammed up to be able to score the basketball. Clear it out a little bit, give some offensive room.
The Warriors shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And when you got a peak percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
Kevin Durant, for his career, almost 90% at the free throw line. He'll make you pay.
And the Celtics making a change here. Olynyk's checked in. Now, here's Thomas. He seems to always be finding ways to score, averaging around 23.5 points a game. Here's Crowder, trailing by 2. 5 to shoot. From deep 3-point range, Thomas, no good.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
Curry dishes to Bergeron. They kick it out to Green. Feeds to Durant. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
And the passing from Green doesn't just look for his shot. Wanted to get his guys involved on every possession.
This game for the Celtics, it was a loss to Los Angeles.
Yeah, I had the chills watching that. It really was a nightmare defensively for them. When you go into that building and get punished by some very hot shooting.
They didn't seem prepared at all for that offensive explosion and didn't really make any adjustments to counter that.
This is his first free throw of the game.
And the free throw line was a problem spot for him in their last game. Really struggled up there.
Good on both.
Draymond needs to work on his stroke from the stripe. Still looking to become consistent from the line.
Thomas passes to Horford. He dishes it to Olynyk. Picked by Horford. It's stolen by Green. Warriors on the break. Green leading the charge. The shot by Thompson, no good. Celtics trail by 6. Thomas kicks to Horford. Thomas a screen. Horford dishes to Bradley. Olynyk the pass to Horford. Clock at 6. From deep, Thomas. Draymond Green grabs the miss. And here's Golden State. It's a 12-2 run here. Good pace. Well, Isaiah Thomas, a first-time All-Star in 2016. Only the second player in NBA history. 5'9" or shorter to merit that honor. I didn't know that.
Yeah, following in the footsteps of the legendary Calvin Murphy. And for a guy taken with the 60th pick of the 2011 draft, Thomas no longer Mr. Irrelevant. Another step in his quest to become the best under 6-foot basketball player to ever lace him up. Cannot be happy with how things have gone during this run. I think it's a good decision to take a break.
He just needs to slow the pace of this game and get his players under control here.
And here's the shot chart as we see how things are going.
And this is a grown man shot chart right here. Not too much going on outside, but look at how things are for them in the paint. They are attacking the rim and not settling for the jump shot. And right now it's paying off in bunches. If I'm them, then I'd continue to do the same thing going forward until an adjustment is made.
Celtics trail by 8. Pass to Horford. Kick by Horford. Horford sets a screen for Brent. Again, the miss by the Celtics.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
And Thompson kicks to Green. Back to Thompson. Outside for Durant. Now Verjao looking for his first basket still in this one. Chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Thomas with the ball. Screen by Olynyk to stop the drought. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
Kevin, they showed how important it is to have a strong bench. I mean, when you are on the road, that depth is vital. I think they really utilized the second unit to extend their offensive assault and just really wore down their opponent.
Having quality starters is certainly crucial, but a versatile bench is just as important, I think. They've shown this plenty of times before.
Warriors leading by 8. Curry kicks to Verjao. There's the pick. Durant up top, off the pick. No good on that one. And it's Boston the other way. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
He just looks uncomfortable offensively, really over the course of the whole game, and it's killing his team.
Crowder against Durant, stolen by Verjao. Here's Curry. That one drops, and he's now 2 for 5.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Celtics trail by 10. Here's Thomas. Olynyk on screen on Curry. Thomas kicks to Olynyk. That's good. It's Thomas picking up the assist. Olynyk's got himself on the board with 3 there.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't tee him up on the perimeter.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. The jump from broadcast booth to head coach is one that has been made more frequently in the last couple of years. We just saw our friend Steve Kerr do it. And Smitty, would you ever consider making that jump yourself?
You know what? I love coaching, Kevin. I do it with my kids at the developmental age, at the youth age. In the NBA, I've talked to a lot of guys. They said, Steve, if you can, wait till you get a chance to see your kids off to college and then jump into the fire.
How do you keep on top of that situation? When do you know it's the right time? Aside from the fact that they may be going to school.
You know, I think I'm going to just go play it ear by ear. I think the one thing is I'm loving broadcasting, loving television. It's going to be hard to get me out of the booth.
I hope it is. We like to keep it. Here's Thomas. The Warriors making the shot. Here's the 3. Zeller dishes to Smart. Fires the 3. Goes up again. Brown the pass to Zeller.
A chance to check out the stats for Andre Iguodala. How's the last month of basketball been for him? Averaging 9 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
And he knocks down the first one. And so Zeller nails both of them. A minute 42 left to play in the first. Curry kicks to Pachulia. The pass to Lamb. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And now let's turn to the 2K leaderboard for a look at the squads that have the most points in transition over the past 10 games. The Warriors, number 1.
I mean, no doubt for me that they've hit their stride the last few weeks. I mean, they are punishing their defenses with that up-tempo style. I mean, drawing fouls and making them pay at the line. I mean, a lot of whistles here early, as well as foul trouble starting to be an issue.
Curry against Thomas. In the corner, Smart with it. Boston again missing.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
It's not often you see that kind of mental lapse. He just lost track of where it was.
Celtics trail by 9. Outside Thomas. This one for 3. Gets that one to drop. That's his 3rd field goal in 8 tries.
Yeah, perfect release that time. I mean, I thought it might get blocked. No.
The reason why, he understands how to create space. Got it off just in time.
Now here's Lamb. He played real well against Atlanta in that last game. On the wing, it's Iguodala. Pachulia the pass to Lamb. 5 on the clock, and there's the 3-second violation. 41 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Thomas kicks to Smart. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. And now just a 3-point Warrior lead. And here is Curry. He had 13 points in the win against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And he did great work on the defensive end, too, with 3 steals on the night.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Now, here's Thomas. 7 points in the game. Zeller, a screen on Curry. Thomas outside. Got it off in time, but it's no good. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Warriors ahead, up 5. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. and certainly one of the game's bigger personalities, Draymond Green, had this to say about his approach to leadership.
Most importantly, it's just about how the guys respond to me. And, just really bringing that energy and that attitude and that fire each and every night, every day, whether it's in practice, whether it's, in the game, whatever it is, just always bringing that energy and that passion.
A heart and soul guy, Draymond Green has the kind of spirit, guys, that everyone else can just kind of feed off of.
Yeah, his talents and contributions now being appreciated. He's forced his way into the discussion of top 10 players in our league.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And from what we've seen so far from the Warriors, how would you grade it?
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Yeah, they were in total lockdown mode there. And they keep it up for their entire game? It remains to be seen.
A lot of defense in the forward spot with Iguodala and Green. Jeremy Lin on third Curry. Lance Pachulia in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the group for the Golden State Warriors to start the second quarter. Steve, we see so many former players taking over as first-time head coaches. I know you enjoy coaching your son's team. Any thought about coaching in college or pro basketball someday?
Well, I would love to coach at Michigan State University, my alma mater. But also, there's this other school, Kevin, I'm going to bring you on as my assistant coach. Me and you at Pepperdine in Malibu. That'll be fantastic.
How beautiful is that campus?
So those are my two places I want to coach.
We now know your priorities.
Yeah.
We now have your priorities very much in tune. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, one of the players Boston really wanted when they traded Rajon Rondo to Dallas a couple of years ago was Jay Crowder. And since Crowder arrived in Boston, he's been a culture setter. Arriving in the midst of a losing streak, he said, "I lost my mind." And pulled Coach Stevens to the side and asked him, "What are we trying to do here?" And Crowder wasn't done. He went to the front office and to teammates. He said, "I play to win." Kevin, he'll accept nothing less.
Great stuff, DA. Thank you.
Really bad mental lapse by the defense, yet he did not make them pay, surprisingly.
And taken away by Brown. Now here's Smart. Tight defense on him. Now the feed to Bradley. Johnson with a screen on Thompson. Bradley dishes to Olynyk. Smart wide open. He fires. Cans it from downtown. Smart's got 6.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Thompson, a screen on Bradley. Curry passes to Thompson. Just 5 on the clock. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Amir Johnson. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And that's his 3rd foul. The chance you take leaving him in with 2. Let's see if they'll sit him now until the half.
And the Warriors making a change here. Durant's checked in. Boston also with the sub. Crowder's checked in.
Maybe the most deadly mid-range scorer in the league. Kevin Durant, one of the few players who could live off those if he wanted to.
Outside, Green. And it's off from 3-point range. Celtics trail by 4. And that one comes up a bit short.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that.
Those types of shots are low quality. You're not going to win too many friends on that one. If his shots were just a little more on point tonight, they'd be holding a much bigger lead right now.
Bradley can't get it to go.
Can't get anything to drop. I mean, the way he's going, it's probably not something he should try and shoot his way out.
He needs to regroup, catch his breath, and take some high-quality shots.
Just under 3.5 minutes play here in the second quarter. Johnson outside. Off the pick. Boston again missing.
Honestly, I don't know how they cut into that lead with him missing so many shots.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give them 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Great decision from Draymond to go up into the D there with his big body. Such an intelligent player.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Anderson Varejão's checked in for Andre Iguodala. Al Horford, he's checked in for the Celtics. Now here's Smart. He's got 6, and the official is in the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. Outside Curry. And it's good. 2 points. Curry's got the lead up to 10 now for the Warriors.
We got to play better defense on Stephen Curry. 2 skills.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
Clearly, he's not pleased with all the looks they've given up on the inside, and also to get them to tighten up that defense.
Defense has been atrocious lately for them. You can't blame him at all for wanting to address that here in this timeout.
Now here's Smart. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Really left alone that time. Warriors leading by 8.
And Jay Crowder really kind of stuck as a role player in Dallas, sent the Celtics in the Rondo trade, and boy, has he been a culture setter for Boston. The consummate pro, one of the most competitive players in our league, and he's become a difference maker on both ends. I think he's improved tremendously in the past season. Credit him and Coach Brad Stevens.
Now here's Smart after the miss from Stephen Curry. And Steph Curry with the foul. That's his first foul. Bradley against Thompson. Now Smart. He's got 6. Just 5 on the clock. And they pick up 2. And one of the things that stands out about Jay Crowder is that at 6'6", 235, very physically strong.
Yeah, he plays bigger than his height. Not shy about throwing his weight around. And one of the league leaders in steals per game. He can buckle on the rim and buckle you up on the block.
Can Kevin Durant score the ball? Is water wet all day, every day?
Celtics trail by 8. Smart with the ball. He kicks to Olynyk. Hit by Horford. Outside Brent. They set the pick. Olynyk against Green. Olynyk can't hit.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
That kind of terror defense is crucial to any team's success. Gotta defend the paint.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Here's Smart. Horford with the screen on Curry. To the middle. Takes it from 10. Olynyk can't hit. Warriors leading by 10. Green takes to Varejão. Good work defensively by Horford. Boston's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
When he's that close inside and the defender is giving up that much height, it's over.
And some changes here for the Warriors. David West, he's checked in for Green. And it's Lamb in there for Klay Thompson. And then for Boston, Tyler Zeller's checked in for Olynyk. Urepko comes in for Jay Crowder. And Thomas subbed in for Avery Bradley. Now here's West. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
It's been a frustrating quarter for him shooting the basketball. He just has to make sure he's taking good shots.
Here's Smart. They trail by 7. Curry kicks to Durant. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Really good shooting night for him, doing everything he can to help his team stretch this lead.
There's the foul. It's on Jeremy Lamb. That's his first foul. A 3 off the inbound. Smart misses.
No defensive pressure. That's a 3-point attempt. He'd love to have that.
That bucket in no time at all. And now it's an 11-point Warrior lead.
And that's where KD just feasts with this team. When it comes to those spot-ups, he's as good as anyone in the league.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Steve, you've covered the league and been involved as a player for so long. Just how good are modern coaches? And, you know, an extension of that, who is your pick for being the best coach right now in pro basketball?
Well, I think it's still Greg Popovich. He's done just a fabulous job being able to change styles, bringing in new players, also having guys that were #1 option, getting them to buy in, come off the bench sometimes, play lesser minutes. And then you have a guy like Steve Kerr, and then also one of my all-time favorites is Doc Rivers. Just a guy who has a great feel for players and people.
The coaches today have so much more at their fingertips in terms of tape and analytics than the coaches of even just 15 and 20 years ago. Is it hard to compare the two groups?
Yeah, it is. I mean, like you said, because there's so much involved now. And then a lot of these coaches are wearing two hats. I mean, they're the president or GM, also coaching. So they're doing totally different jobs than the coaches back in the day.
Brown is checked in for Marcus Smart. Counted, and the Warrior lead has been cut to just 9 points on the basket from Horford.
He is just getting hotter as the game goes along, building on a strong start. He's absolutely crushing it here in the second quarter.
Thomas against Kirk, looking to get back on track here. Inside, Parashon, and slammed in by Parashon.
He was wide open. Reason why? Stephen Curry is a fantastic player who quickly got it over to his teammate.
Outside Thomas, picked by Horford, and the officials will call the illegal screen right there. Now let's take a look at how the shots have been divided up between 3-point shots and 2-point shots for the Celtics. Warriors leading by 11. Outside Curry. Outside Durant. And it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Durant.
And checking out the numbers for Kevin Durant. Since the All-Star break, he's been unstoppable, averaging about 22 points per, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. And with his ability to put the ball in the bucket, he has to be your primary focus defensively.
Pachulia, he's checked in for the Warriors. Celtics trail by 11. Brown dishes to Thomas. Pass to Horford. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession.
Now we get a chance to check out Isaiah Thomas. Some nice work from him over the last 10 games. 11th in scoring. And his playmaking ability, unquestioned, one of the top 15 assist men in our league.
Warriors leading by 11. Outside Curry. Kicks it to Pachulia. Picked by West. Back to Curry. Passes to West. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Here's a look at the teams that have been dominant offensively over the course of the past month. Second, the Warriors.
I just love their offensive flow lately. I mean, this is a dominant team offensively because of that rhythm and pace.
Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Kevin Durant. A minute 20 left to play in the first half. Thomas against Curry. Thomas passes to Horford. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. You look at the Cavaliers. They've got their eye on the #1 seed as the season moves into the final stretch. Currently first place in the standings, and guys showing no signs of letting up. And of course, Boston, not really any threat right now as their record showing a lot more losses.
And you know, for Boston, they're going to stumble towards the finish line this season with the playoffs nowhere near a possibility.
All the talk around them now is already about what's going to take place in the offseason. Who's going to go? Who's going to stay? I'd be surprised if they don't have a much different look next year.
5 to shoot. Knocks down the 3-ball. Pachulia's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Iggy just keeping his head up on his swivel all the time.
And you can count it. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it 3.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with a pass.
The Celtics have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line. And here is Lamb. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Iguodala's drive. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Just an exceptional job by Iggy, imposing his will down inside with his strong frame.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Dishes it to Zeller. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. Thomas got his 5th assist in this one.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Curry is inside. Thomas is there. Here's Lamb. Misses the layup. He had him with that bump up.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
And that kind of tier defense is crucial to any team's success. Gotta defend the paint.
And that concludes the first half. Warriors lead by 10. And a chance now to send it over to Nick courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Steph, what is working out there so far tonight?
Defensive end, we rebound the ball, keeping them off the glass, and being able to execute an offensive end.
We'll see about the second half. Thanks, Steph. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. A tremendous start for Kevin Durant. He had 18 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. Hey, big fella, what's your take on Golden State so far?
Well, they're getting higher percentage looks, good game planning, the ball is moving around. Guys aren't pulling the trigger at the first thing they see. They're definitely staying disciplined. That's a big part of what has them having the lead at the halftime.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about Boston?
To me, they looked out of sync shooting the basketball. Under 40% for the first half. Some of it was poor shot selection, but mostly it just looked like they were out of rhythm. For the second half, they need to push more for buckets in transition. Get to the foul line a little bit more. Try to get back in the flow.
And that about wraps it up.
Picturesque Lake Mirror as we welcome you back to Oakland. And the third quarter about ready to get underway. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
And he just went off in those first 2 quarters, guys. He's capable of doing that on a consistent basis as well. So we might see some changes from a defensive standpoint as they try to disrupt his rhythm in the second half.
Yeah, the change has to be double teaming him. Single coverage will not get it done.
On the floor for Boston. Crowder and Uredko are the small and power forwards. Thomas is the point with Bradley to his side. And it's Horford in at the center, locking down the middle.
Clay does a lot of things well. He shoots the basketball, he can defend, but the area he could get better is his ball handling. And he's done that. He looks very comfortable driving, creating shots for himself, and kicking it out for others.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
It wouldn't be the first time. He's a closer, a player who loves to slam the door shut.
Now here's Thomas. Johnson outside. He feeds it to Bradley. And Durant sends it back.
The standing reach of a center, the mobility of a guard. No wonder Durant sent that one back.
Celtics trail by 14. Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Johnson with a screen on Curry. Horford with it. Now defended by Varejao. Varejao against Horford. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Warriors leading by 14. Curry kicks to Green. Thompson against Bradley. There's the screen from deep. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Outside Thomas. Puts up a 3. Nailed from three-point land. Thomas got 10 points in the game.
Not a high percentage look, but the defense gave him just enough space and he buried it.
Curry dishes to Thompson. Back to Curry. And Verjao kicks to Thompson. Count it. 8 points for him.
The patience from Thompson there, allowing the shot to develop inside. Outstanding at letting the game come to him.
Now a timeout called by Boston. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated. And with the moment, let's check out some stats for Thompson. Since the break, he's come back strong, really making his presence felt. He's averaging 20 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And for any other player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were great, but for him, they're just simply run-of-the-mill.
Marcus Smart's checked in for Boston. Now here's Crowder. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Expanding his range. Boston again missing.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
That one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Crowder. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge filling forward from the sideline.
Well, guys, it's always a transition and a difficult one for college coaches to come to the pros, but Celtics coach Brad Stevens made one of the smoothest we've seen, winning Butler to back-to-back national championship games. And you hear that buzz from players to opposing coaches. Greg Popovich said, I really respect what he does. His team executes. I'll still watch his Butler tape. Trying to learn some stuff, to be honest with you. High praise indeed, fellas.
And Popovich, really the godfather of the active coaches right now, D.A. His voice carries certainly a lot of weight in this league. Thank you. The dish to Green. Thompson outside. Feeds it to Durant. From past the arc. And it's Thompson again missing.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Smart kicks to Olynyk. Back to Smart. Back to Olynyk. 11 feet away. A shot by Johnson, no good.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
And Thompson gets it to go.
Impressive work from Thompson. Hard for the defense to react while they catch and shoot. The Warriors has had some turnovers, and their coaching staff and Steve Kerr give him a lot of credit. 2 guys in the first 2 years leave to get head coaching jobs.
Now here's Brent. Yep, that one goes. Now here's Curry. Inside. Durant, the pass to Green. And Green slams it in.
And this is the kind of basketball that Durant wants to play. Ball movement, hit the open man.
Celtics trail by 17. And one thing that makes Steve Kerr unique, he really does empower his assistant coaches.
Yes, watching him on the sideline, you can see he lets his assistants have a role on his team. Look what happened last year. Luke Walton in the first 43 games of the season, he was fantastic, and Steve Kerr stayed out of the way.
Now here's Durant. 17-point lead, they're 50.
How about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Smart with the ball, guarded by Curry. Here's Crowder. He can't get it to go. Great D that time from Durant. And Verjao, the bucket on the assist by Durant. Durant's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Now Smart. He's got 6. Johnson sends the screen for Smart. Johnson outside. He dishes it to Bradley. Pulls up on the wing, and Thompson sends it back.
Don't underestimate Klay Thompson on the defense. Perfect timing on the block.
Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for the Warriors. Lamb comes in for Steph Curry. Then for the Celtics, Tyler Zeller's checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Jerebko comes in for Jay Crowder. And it's Brown in for Avery Bradley. Now here's Green. 9 points in the game so far.
Oh, they are putting the hammer down. A huge lead right now.
You know, it's been a combination of their efforts at both ends of the court. They have played a truly complete basketball game.
Here's Zeller, and Durant sends it back. Lamb with the ball. Here's Green. Again, Golden State.
And even stronger second half. Tremendous efficiency at the offensive end of the floor.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Pick by Zeller. Can they get it? Warriors with the rebound. Durant's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials on the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
The long stride of Durant allowing him to gain the advantage on the drive. The defense couldn't recover.
And the Warriors with some changes. Pachulia comes in for Green, and Brian Roberts subbed in for Thompson. Now here's Smart. He has 6. Hit by Zeller. That's a floater go. It's rebounded by Golden State. Durant's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Roberts. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing. And there's the call. Foul on Boston. This is his first chance at the line tonight. David West, he's checked in for Golden State. And he's good on the second. Here's Smart. The screen from Brown. From outside the arc. Nice shot by Smart. Smart's got 9.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
You know, their job of getting through screen is not pretty, but somebody has to do it.
Now here's Lamb. Here's Roberts. Picked by West. Shot by Roberts, no good. Boston's gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. Brown outside. Pass to Jerebko. The trade. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Yaredko's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
And in a draft class full of great wing players, it is easy to sleep on Jaylen Brown, but he can become a great player. Has everything you want in the league in terms of skill set and that physicality. He can have a ceiling just as high as anybody else in this draft.
Smart dishes to Johnson. Here's Yaredko. He's covered by Iguodala. 6 on the shot clock. There's Brown with the 3. And again, Boston with the triple.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
And Roberts kicks to Pachulia. Then Pachulia with the dunk.
Flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
Woo, one of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now here's Smart. He's got 9. Shoots from the line. David West grabs the miss.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in cracking this huge lead.
Roberts passes to West. The feed to Roberts. High post Pachulia. Picked by West. Pachulia dishes to Iguodala. Looking for Pachulia. He gets it there. Tries again. There's the pass to Lamb. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Down low. It's stolen by West. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. And the first one drops. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Boston's got more than a 50% success rate on their 3-pointer since halftime. They're 4 of 7. To the paint. Takes the 13-footer. Rebounded by Lamb. Outside, Green. He kicks it to Lamb. Gets it off. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead, and this one may already have been decided. Warriors ahead, opening up a huge gap. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. Now let's listen into the huddle of Brad Stevens.
Pace of play is a big part of tonight, okay? Make sure on the bench when we come back, we lift it.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Here's the Celtics with the ball. Pachulia is out there with Looney. Then there's Ian Clark. That's Jeremy Lamb. And it's McCaw in a 2-guard. So that's the group out there for Golden State.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Lamb with the ball. Brown's there. Marked down low that time, and he got the 3-second play. Well, all over the league, we're seeing more and more teams rely on analytics and data for decision making. How do you think, City, the data affects the way the modern NBA game is run by the front offices?
You know, I think it's too much at times, Kevin, and sometimes I challenge it. I think when you're scouting a player coming out of college, I think it's great. But I think sometimes I've challenged. Some people say, well, Smitty, you never posted up on the left block. Right. That was Tim Duncan's block. I cannot have anything. I'm not going to have the same numbers on certain blocks because guys, the guys you play with kind of dictates where you score from on the floor.
Here's Mickey. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Clark kicks to Pachulia. Over to the wing. McCaw, the pass to Clark. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. And the Warriors certainly a dominant team, but I think what captivates the fans, Steve, just as much as their style of play, ball movement, up-tempo. shots from all over the floor. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. The best shooting backcourt in league history with Curry and Thompson. Like you said, it's the playmaking and intelligence of the players around them that enable them to take full advantage and pick teams apart.
Here's McCall. Pass to Lamb. And Lamb slams it home.
He sure can get off the floor.
He's one of the best in the business, absolutely. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter. Rozier kicks to Green. From outside, off the mark.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Here's Clark. Passes it to McCaw. Inside. Here's Pachulia. Rebound by Olynyk. Olynyk's got 6 rebounds here tonight. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Here's Looney. High post, Pachulia. Pass to McCaw. Back to Pachulia. Hey, Steve, we've seen more and more teams relying on high-powered offenses to lead them to wins. Is this just part of a cycle the league goes through, or is this the offensive revolution that we've been looking forward to and is well underway?
I think it's here to stay, Kevin. The reason why the rules have changed, and I think it favors the offense. No hand checking, no chucking. So ultimately, you see more points on the board, Kevin.
I would think you would have loved to have played in this era of free-flowing basketball.
Yeah, you can take about 12, 15 threes a game. That would have been beautiful.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Here's Rozier. They set the pick. Green inside the three-point line, and it's off the back rim. No good. The call will go against Urepko. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Here's McCall, guarded by Green. Looney down low, working on Mickey, and he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. The Celtics have gone just 2 of 8 in this fourth quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far. Rozier kicks to Zeller. Celtics passing it around. From the line. And it's Rozier missing.
He is so out of his element right now. Hasn't made a shot all quarter. I feel for him.
The pass to Looney. Now, Steve, the NBA has certainly done a lot to curb flagrant fouls or excessive force in various game situations. You feel there will be always that hard foul that will come into play to some extent?
Yeah, I think so. And I think the league has done a nice job of, being able to categorize them flagrant 1 or flagrant 2. Really hard sometimes to differentiate between the two, but I think it's the right call.
And so it's Boston with it. The Warriors making the shot. Mickey, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
He really knows how to get up and fight for rebounds and challenge the defense with his athleticism.
The Warriors have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. There's the screen. It's tipped. Pass to Rozier. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
Here's Clark. And here is Green. Passes it to Rozier. Outside, Green. And again, it's Boston converting. Here's Clark. Pass to Looney. They set the pick. And the pass to McCall. Pocket 6. Shot off the screen. And again, no good by Golden State.
The thing about setting screens, you have to be willing to sacrifice your body. It can't be half-hearted.
And Green gets it to go.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Here's Clark. McCaw, the pass to West. And the top by West.
Yeah, nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. Here's Rozier. Outside, Green. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And Lamb kicks it to Louis. Oh, that's blocked. But he gets it back to the paint. Lamb, good. Lamb's got 6 points in the quarter.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Here's Rozier. Fires for 3. Connects from three-point range.
Add another triple to their second half total.
3 ball, 3 ball, 3 ball. That's what we're hearing in the second half.
The 10-foot. And he connects with the jumper.
The way he threw that pass with such ease on the run, that was a thing of beauty.
Celtics have gone 7 of 15 from the floor here in the fourth. Right around 46-47%. Well, Smitty, the replay system becoming more and more a factor for NBA officiating these days. What do you think of the way it's playing out?
You know, I like it, Kevin. The only part I have a problem with is how much time it's taking. I think they can get to an answer quickly. I'll be okay with it.
So you think it's slowing down the game unnecessarily?
Yeah, I think so, a little bit. On certain plays, it's obvious what the call is. I think they got to get right to it.
No call. Rebound, Boston. Here's Rozier. That one's not going to go. So Golden State will take it the other way. McCall. It's going to be 2 free throws. True contact on the shot.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
The first one falls. And the Warriors with some changes. Pachulia, he's checked in for Kevon Looney. And Brian Roberts subbed in for Ian Clark. Celtics also with a sub. Brown, he's checked in for Gerald Green. Here's your Redco. Kicks it to Zeller. Here's Brown to the inside. Here's Mickey. Boston, no good that time either.
My goodness, how about that miss? I mean, that's 2 easy points that they've just given away.
Here's Pachulia. Then Pachulia with the dunk.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
Rozier kicks to Brown. And it's Zeller, it's off the key. Yarenko, the pass to Mickey. That one falls. Warriors have gone 8 of 13 from the field since the start of the fourth, sinking the majority of their shots. Roberts dishes to Pachulia. Then Pachulia with the dunk.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Warriors.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in there about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And the one thing that stood out about these guys all season long, their resiliency to come out and play hard and win games. We watched some epic battles that they played, and tonight will mark their 64th win in the year. Something else.
And with this win, it gives them a sweep of the season series, even though it's just a brief 2-game. And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Durant. There wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every good chance he got.
Celtics making a switch here. Green's checked in. Here's Rozier. With some arc, he takes it up and lays it in.
They clearly look like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got some energy out on the floor.
They just waited too long. If they could have just made this run a little bit earlier, they could have been in the game. But now this game is out of reach.
Here's Rozier. At the elbow, it's Brown. It's deflected. Second chance shot. And can't hit the shot. But they're saying he got hacked, so he'll head to the free throw line.
Yeah, just nice strength there, and then just off with the shot.
And the second free throw, good. 17 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The clock now can just run out for the Warriors. And it's blocked. And so it looks like the Warriors will retain possession here. Dishes it to Lamb. He feeds it to Roberts. Here's McCall.
The fans are just loving what's going on here tonight. A really good win for the home team.
You like to have these type of wins every now and then. Just a comfortable win.
Thanks very much, Steph. Congrats on the win. How does this team continue to be the most cohesive unit possible?
To me, it's a commitment, and we know that that's going to put us in good position to win every single night. If we bring the effort, multiple efforts at each possession, where you might get beat, but you got to get back in the play, and God's going to help you, you help him. We care about each other, so we want to make sure that nobody's left out to dry, and I think that's a big factor. And we're just relentless on defensive end.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
And Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present our Jordan player of the game, Kevin Durant.
What a huge lift he got from the crowd tonight. There's nothing those fans love more than seeing this guy get hot. And he was so hot, I gotta get up right now, Ernie. My seat is hot. Oh.
His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in his arsenal to generate high percentage looks. Now, there may have been a little luck involved from time to time, but on the most part, straight performance.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports.